Hello, my name is Nathan Devonte and I'm here with the Banji fashioned Wilhelmina model. Missy Elliott's newest protege, Sharaya J.
I'm Banji, I'm fancy, I'm so fine I can't stand me. You just a nominee, baby, I'm a Grammy. I'm so hot, y'all better come fan me.
Hello.
What's up, y'all?
Hello. Hi.
First of all, we already won because he on the TLC show. So set the tone for the interview, right?
Hello. So of course you're here for festival.
Yeah.
Yes, in the Isle of Wight. Yeah. How long have you been here already?
We arrived maybe 2 days ago. So
okay.
We just been in the town, kicking it for like 2 days.
Yes.
Just prepping, but you know, it's a blessing because actually Missy is headlining, but she allowed me to come and rock on set. So you know, I'm very appreciative of that.
Of course, and I'm gonna need you to tell me more because this is not gonna come out until after the show. But we're not gonna be at the show. Can we get a boo? So what I want to know is, tell me some surprises, the set list. Missy Elliott hasn't been to the UK in a few years. And you know, us, Team Curtains, we're always at the Missy shows in London. But we're not going to be at this one, so spill the tea, baby.
I know. Well, actually, just know this about Missy show. When she come to the stage, she slays it, fucks it up, and goes home. You know what I'm saying? And always gives an amazing performance. She got all her hits, you know what I'm saying? And she got some little surprises for y'all. But I can't give it away because, you know, she would be so over me.
Okay, so tell me about your set then.
So for my set, I'm actually doing 2 joints. Intro to Banji, my song.
Okay.
The big anthem for the Banji movement. And then I'm going to perform the whole Shut It Down.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many dancers are with you? So
I actually, you know, I always wanted to try to play with this idea where I kind of use like a shadow dancer.
Okay.
So I have a real cool routine with just me and one girl. And so I've always played with it early. Yeah, I've always played right because that's where I kind of got it from, watching old hip hop videos and remembering seeing that one good background dancer in the back, you know, holding it down. And so I just kind of picked one that I thought really, you know, can hang with me. Yeah. And we got in the studio and made up something real cool. So then after festival, you're coming to London to chill with us? I wish. Oh, you got your schedule. Y'all gonna party? We will always party if you're gonna be with us. Okay, so I want to talk a bit about your background and your inspirations. I know that your dad, he was in a hip hop rap group. Yes, he was. Double X Posse. Yes, that sure was. He was it was a crew of them. He was the lead and lead vocalist, and he actually started as a DJ in a group, and the name of the group was called Sweet Slick and Slide. You know what I mean? So they had switched it up to Double X Posse. But so as a kid, I always saw him in the bathroom, lock himself in the bathroom, listening to instrumentals, 3-4 hours writing raps, and walking into my house and it being a studio, a cypher in the living room, and long studio nights and all that. So and he had a platinum record that actually went platinum. It was like huge, called Not Gonna Be Able to Do It. Yeah.
Nah, baby, I'm not gonna be able to do it. I tried to take you serious before and you blew it. You figured you were slick, dissing me for the next man, but when you heard he had a wife, you ruined your plan.
And it was and I just grew up in hip hop. My house was hip hop, you know what I mean? My mom was a music head, and so I knew all the older records like the Sam Cooke, Denise Williams, all those older joints because of her. So I really kind of grew up in a musical family. It was a combination of a bunch of different things. Okay, and how does your dad feel about now that you're in the music industry? Does he support you? Yeah, absolutely. I talk to him all the time. You know, he gives me advice and, you know, oh, you should do this, you know, of course, because he's just being a father. And trying to just steer me in the right direction. You know, maybe mistakes that he may have made in his career. He's trying to pass it on to me and give me those jewels so I could kind of, you know, elevate and make sure I do it right. You know other artist inspirations, who else do you look up to? Oh, the list is quite long. But I'm going to bust them down. TLC. I love Salt and Pepper. Of course, Aaliyah. Everybody loves Aaliyah. I'm a mega Janet Jackson fan. And I always say, I don't get starstruck like that, but I don't know, Janet, I might, you know, OD as soon as I ever seen her do, because I love her. Missy, but I also was a big fan of Wu-Tang and Onyx and Biggie and Pac. And Biggie's my favorite lyricist, though. And so, Yeah.
So you mentioned Janet Jackson. Obviously, she's coming out with an Unbreakable album real soon.
I'm so excited. She started touring.
Yeah, she has. So will you be going to any of the tours?
Oh, you know we're gonna get to a show.
Yes.
We are. Yeah, I'm excited about that. We really want to see it live and in person. You know what I mean? Janet always slays the stage, so I'm excited. We're gonna catch one. We're trying to find out which one we can squeeze in.
Of course.
And
obviously, Missy's done a collaboration with
and she opens the show. I was like, go off, two queens, my favorites, Missy and Janet together doing a joint opening tour. So I'm like, work, do a tour so I can go in and open for y'all, ladies. Because that's really my goal, life goals. But yeah, it's awesome.
Have you managed to get like a little listen of the peep of the new album?
I haven't heard the whole album.
Okay.
But I've heard her Missy song.
Okay.
It's it's a classic Janet record.
Okay, what tempo we rocking with?
Oh, we talking dance, baby. 5, 6, 7, 8.
And any video?
Not yet, but they are going to do it. Yeah, not yet.
We're going to talk about some trending topics now. And we just had the VMAs just the other day. Right. Did you watch it?
No.
You didn't watch it?
No.
Okay. But I'm sure you saw some clips on Instagram. You do. Okay, so why are you not watching the VMAs? Let's talk about that.
Well, because I was in rehearsal and so I missed the show. And then sometimes with Instagram, I'm telling y'all, like, my people always like get on me for not being like I'm supposed to on Instagram. But I live so much in the moment. I forget sometimes to like look at the Instagram. I know a lot of people do that all day, but I'm kind of like paying attention to real conversations and real people and moments.
But growing up, I know when you were growing up, you was watching the VMAs every year. So what has happened?
I think I got a little, just preoccupied with my work. I really throw my entire self into it.
But is it you or is it the VMAs? Is it that it's not catering to what you want to see anymore?
It could be a mixture of both.
Okay.
It could be a little bit of that too. Because, we weren't missing those artists who were superstars back then. We were not missing their performances. You know what I mean? If the VMAs came on, you were sitting in front of your TV waiting to see somebody like Missy get on that stage because you knew it was going to be levels. You know what I mean? Now, I'm also not really abreast on a lot of new artists, so I don't, sometimes I'm not connected with their music like that just because I don't know them, not because I don't like it.
Yes.
And so I guess I'm just not so anxious, before like I used to be.
Okay, but you must have heard about the Nicki Minaj rant because she wasn't nominated for the best music video of the year for Anaconda.
I didn't.
You need to follow Team Curtis. Would you listen to Nicki Minaj's music?
Yeah, I mean, I respect Nicki and her work and her artistry. I think she's extremely talented.
Have you seen her waxwork figure in Vegas?
No, I haven't.
They just given her a waxwork figure in Vegas. She's the first female rapper to get one.
Come on, girl.
Yeah,
that's everything.
Power movements for her.
Wax figure of yourself.
Yeah. Would you get one?
I would want. I want this thing immortalized.
With Grace Jones, have you seen on the media this week that like snippets of her book that is coming out very soon? Yes. And in her book, she talks about carbon copies and she mentions Rihanna. She mentions Nicki Minaj, Miley Cyrus.
In pure Grace style.
Yeah. What's your thoughts?
Grace can do whatever she wants because she's just the one. So,
do you believe that she is the trendsetter that is, that's Lady Gaga now wearing?
Hell yeah, Grace has set the tone for it and inspired a lot of artists. Definitely, she always, and it's just facts. You know what I mean? That's not nothing that you just make up or you're trying to exaggerate. This is real facts. Grace is a trendsetter and people have looked up to her and got inspired. I do.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And still do.
Good.
Even when she's 67, get on the stage and slaying the stage. Afro punk, she did a hula hoop routine.
Yes, I've seen that.
And hula hoop the whole time, still giving vocals and levels and all of that. And I was like, point. Now that's how you slide.
Yes.
Yeah, she's a queen.
So reality TV, I know you're always in the rehearsal and the studio.
Yeah.
Do you watch any reality TV?
I like things that show like either competition or like creative wits. Like if I can see how somebody can be creative, even it doesn't matter what it is, even with food. You know what I mean? I'm into it.
So what about the ratchet shows? You know, the R&B divas.
The guilty pleasures.
The guilty pleasures. The Love and Hip Hops. You know, there are other shows. The Married to Medicine. the Basketball Wives.
Right.
Any of those?
I don't watch them faithfully, but I do have friends who do. So
okay.
Sometimes I'll catch it on TV.
I loved R&B divas.
My homegirl Mila was on
in Atlanta, and they had Faith Evans, who you did a collaboration with this year.
I was a Jersey girl.
Yeah, how was that?
What? That was like a dream come true. Well, one, Biggie is like the master, you know what I mean? And so the fact that Faith even just, you know, and Missy too, they were part of that part of hip hop that we grew up, sat home and watched on TV, and wanted to meet those people. And so when I first got when she first asked, and Faith came and asked Missy, like, I want, Sharaya, and I was still fairly new too, so she was just like, I know dopeness when I see it, and I want to be the first one to hop on. I just was like, man, that was a blessing, like, cool as hell, Jersey girl all day, and just be able to hop on the track and do a video with two icons.
Light switch, make them say, see, I'm attracted to the top notch, and you, a girl like me, I like a tall, dark, and you, keep it 100, then we straight. The S to the H to the A to the R to the A to the Y to the A.
You know, we have to give a shout out to Faith Evans. I'll tell you why, because in February we interviewed her.
Really?
Yes, and she follows us on Instagram too. Hey, Faith Evans. Yes. What are your thoughts on biopics?
I'm not mad at them. I thought Little Mama did an excellent job. So kudos to her. Really embodying Lisa, you know what I mean? And just you can tell that she really put her good foot forward. You know what I'm saying? So I like biopics as long as they're done right.
So you saw the Whitney Houston one?
No.
You haven't seen the Whitney? Why?
No. And I'm a big fan of Whitney. I just didn't get a chance.
It was a good one.
It was awesome.
But did you not see it because of Aaliyah's one?
I didn't see Aaliyah's one either. Because, and the reason why I didn't was because, it's just a sensitive, that's a sensitive,
yes.
And I understand.
You know the background.
Yeah, exactly. So
I understand that. I respect that.
Supportive of all those things surrounding Aaliyah. Because, she's an icon, and you just never want to do anything. Anybody should not want to do anything to mess up her legacy, you know?
So tell me about your creativity in the studio. How do you like it? Do you have candles, dark room, at night, daytime? Tell me more.
I know, it's funny. Studio, I kind of just go in there, me and the engineer, and we, a lot of times I'll write outside the studio, just around. Like, I'll go somewhere where I can be creative. Like, if this was at my house, I would probably be out here and write. Yeah. And then I'll go in the studio and then vibe and then record. It's only me and the engineer, though. Yes. Because I like to be as creative as I can in the studio and not get, you got a bunch of people. Some people like a bunch of people in their sessions, but I like to just do the stupid stuff, the things that I don't, that are wild, that you probably wouldn't want to do if 9 people are sitting there, listening. So I never want to put myself in that box.
It's an extension of you, and you want to feel safe.
Yeah, and I want to just go as far as I want to go. You know what I mean? And just trust that creativity at that time without having to look to the left and one person be like, "Oh, girl, what you doing? What did that?" You know what I mean? Because that's discouraging for an artist. You want to get in there and bring the best part of you out.
But how does it go from writing outside and then going to smash up the place where you've got all the additional instruments and the samples?
I know. It's like, I think what I do first is get in a real creative space to make sure that I feel like when I write away from the studio, I can really tap in to every bit of inspiration. You know what I mean? And not have to be like in a box. Like while I'm in the studio, but then I take that, and after I wrote it and created, then we go into the studio, and then after I recorded, then we go back. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And fine tune things, and maybe pull this out, or add these drums, or pull this hook out, or you could do this line. You know how many times I wrote a verse, and then Missy will hit a song and be like, that's only 80%. Go back and change it.
That's right.
And I'm like, I rewrote verses 3-4 for time before they were right. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a project, but we just take our time with it. And
what part does Missy have on your influence, on your lyrical, ability? Like, not lyrical ability. But what part does Missy have on your lyrical influence? Is the right one? Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
because a lot of people do say that you sound like you're like they can hear Missy's flow and you, and I think it's more to do with the doubling of some of the vocals.
Yeah.
Because I understand, I'm listening, but more than say the flow of your actual lyrics, but they hear Missy in it and it feels good.
And I'm okay with that. I know that I'm not trying to be Missy. You know what I mean? No. And she would discourage me away from doing that anyway. You know, we both are individuals and and different. We both think alike. Yeah. And so also, when you're being mentored by somebody, it's like a mother and a child.
Yes.
I mean, you can't help if it's something similar when your mom. I remember a lot of times being like, dang, noticing something my mother do, and then catching myself doing it.
Yes, that's from friend to friend too.
I know. And so with her, it's the same things. Like, she mentored me and really dropped a lot of jewels on me, gave me a lot of wisdom, pushed me. And so, you become, you evolve, and you do kind of take on some similarities, but not in essence trying to be her, but just because she was like a teacher, and so it's like a teacher to student. You know what I mean? They giving you the information, so some things might feel similar or might feel from the same place. But what people don't realize is that me and her really think alike. Like, we actually think alike, and I think that's why we were kind of drawn together in the beginning.
So you've had 3 music videos, and then you had Commas come out just a couple months ago, and then an album, a mixtape, an EP. What's next?
EP. I got it, and I have it. It's about it's almost complete. I feel like
How many tracks?
I'm gonna give a solid 7.
7. And you can dance to how many of them?
All of them.
Okay.
7. but they're different tempos. But we can dance to anything. Dance to the story. You know what I mean? So you can slow it up, make it fast, do whatever.
Yes.
But I want to say I'm about 90% there because I've taken my time with it. A lot of the fans will slay you because they will rush you to put something out, and if it's not to your liking because you're rushing to put it out, you know what I'm saying? Then you have to be responsible for something you didn't fall in love with.
What are you saying? 2017, 16, or 15?
Huh? What am I doing?
When are you bringing it out for us?
I think I really top of the year.
Top of the year. I'm gonna hold you to that, and because we want to cover you, so it's important.
Yeah,
it really
and
is
it's gonna be. It's gonna be on. I do have a great concept for the release, which I'm not telling because I gotta keep it a secret.
It's okay.
But I believe that it's gonna shake some stuff up.
What's to follow after this?
After
the EP?
Oh, we trying to hit the road. Well, I'm doing a lot of road stuff now.
But I mean, an album. Will there be an album after the EP? When can we? And
I'm gonna I'm really thinking about creating it in Seattle, Washington. I know it's so random, but I visited there like recently, and I really fell in love with the city, and I just felt like, and I remember being with Anna, my manager, and saying, this is where I'm gonna do my album. Okay. I said, this is where I'm gonna, because the vibe, the energy, it just connected with me, and I know that I can create something. What is it that you actually want to say? I think that I'm gonna, I want to address some issues. I am going to, you know what I mean, because I think that that's what hip hop is about. It's about being able to have a voice on real things that's actually going on in life, like the police brutality. I was hoping. Yeah, police brutality. A lot of things. I kind of, and I want to do it in a fun way. You know what I mean? Because I don't really want to sound. Nobody likes to be preached to. You know what I'm saying? Not when they trying to dance and get. On Sundays you do. On Sundays, but not at the club. But I really want to get deep. I want to talk to some of the young girls about how they how just growing up in this kind of age. I grew up with a lot of strong women role models who inspired me still, and I want to just, because nowadays young girls are kind of like a little, misled. A lot of them, especially like in my hood where I came from. Like when I was a young kid, there was more access. We would do things like go outside and really play, or like do creative stuff. And now it's just all about this good phone. Nobody and everything happens here, and we don't pay attention to nothing that's actually going on. So yeah, I'm gonna touch some things. So what would you respond to somebody who says that the music industry is overly sexualized? I would agree.
Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I would agree because I've dealt with that stereotype personally. You know, when I first was going out here and looking for deals, and I had some radio execs, record execs tell me like, you're gonna have to get these short shorts on, put some pumps on, this baggy clothes, you're gonna show more. You know what I mean? And then really try to change me and who I was because they felt that look sells.
Yeah.
I was more about sticking to my, who I was, and if I was gonna get it, it was gonna be because of my talent. You know what I mean? Not for anything else.
So before you were doing your own music, you were doing background dancing for.
Let me think of the list. Alicia Keys, Rihanna, Ciara, Jay-Z. Last time I did a couple dance movies.
Yes, of course. Step Up.
Yeah, Sting. I did a couple things. A couple more too. I just can't remember.
Great. Tell me about the Banji movement.
The Banji movement. So it's an acronym for Be Authentic, Never Jeopardize Individuality, and that is how it actually came about from the story I just told you when I was in there with the record execs. They was like, yeah, this is what you have to do. You got to change this, change this. They said, actually, we think you're a star. We love your records, but your image is a little too, it's not sexed up enough. And in that moment, I decided to take a real stand for for just being an individual and being who I was. And I remember Missy coming to me and saying to me like telling me what they said basically back about my image, and she was like, listen, basically F this, we could go hard, you're gonna stay you, and we're gonna keep it going, and I was like, yeah, and I was down with that because I wanted to do that. And so in that moment I was just like, matter of fact, because I've dealt with that, I created that movement in that moment to really encourage all individuals around the world to just be unique or be okay with it. You know what I mean? Like everybody doesn't have to be the same. Love the skin you in. Be who you are. And that was Banji.
Just for those who aren't following you yet, tell us your social media.
Yeah, Sharaya_J on Twitter. And on Instagram, I'm Banji, Banji, Raya, Raya. Yeah.
So, message to the fans. What do you have for them?
Fans, first of all, I just want to tell you guys that I really appreciate you. I really appreciate the ones who stick in and really support me, because I'm doing all this hard work for y'all. So when we get on this stage, that y'all can leave the stage filled and know that you walked away and seen an amazing show. And so I really appreciate the fans, Joe, because it's because of them, for real, why my project is even moving. I have some solid ones that really stick in and support the kind of artistry that I bring to the business.
I'm gonna do the quick fire round now.
Oh, right. Yes. How you do
So you're gonna hit you with some questions. You need to say the first thing that comes to your head.
Oh Lord. All right, I'm ready for this.
Okay. What's your favorite drink?
Drink?
You need to say the first thing that's come to your head.
Hennessy, I guess.
Okay, Hennessy. Drake or Meek Mill?
Meek.
Celebrity crush?
Ooh, I got a couple. I like Morris Chestnut. I like what's the guy he's in the movie? I like both the lead guys in the new movie with Michael Ealy. That's everybody's crush.
Netflix and chill. Madonna, Janet, or Lil' Kim?
Wait, did you say Madonna, Janet, or Lil' Kim?
Yeah.
Janet.
Which artist do you stand for?
Sharaya. Oh no. Missy.
Yeah. Us too.
Yeah. That's a hands down. That's my homegirl. She's a genius and friend, a great person. So.
Name two more females and one male.
That stand for it?
Yeah.
I love Kendrick.
Okay.
I do. I support him and I love him. And two more females, huh? Oh, I love Kim too.
Yeah.
Queen B. That's Queen B. That's my boy. She always showed me so much love, so I love her, and I will stand for Mary J. Blige.
Oh yeah, I'm loving that.
I love her.
Great choices.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, guys, here's my one question. So make your answers good, okay? What should I name my EP?
Ooh.
Because I have not figured it out yet, but I want to hear what you guys think. So hook it up. Let me get it. And if it's hot enough, it will be the title. No.
I like that. Thank you.
Thank you, boo.
That's it. It's a wrap now. Short and sweet, but it's been great speaking to you. I feel like I've got to know you more. I hope that you're coming back to London too, because we really should do this again. Plus a show, because we want to film you and mix it up.
We're not contemplating.
Yes. Thank you.
It's a done deal, all right? Signed, sealed, delivered. We'll meet again.